Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's courtroom moment has us asking if cocaine really is a hell of a drug, because it must take a few lines to have the nerve to show up at an arraignment on a felony possession charge and ask for permission to attend your niece's funeral. This isn't your typical courtroom request, and it's clear the judge has a balancing act ahead. Let's see how this unusual plea shakes up the legal process.
Good morning. Come on up.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Mr. Shepard, tell me your full name for the record.
Larry Bernard Shepard.
Mr. Shepard, did you understand the rights that were explained to you on the first appearance video?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent. Mr. Shepard, you have been charged with one count of possession of cocaine. That is a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and/or a $5,000 fine. Mr. Shepard, are you on probation anywhere at this time?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any pending criminal charges, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Shepard, I'm going to set a bond because you do have criminal history. Therefore, you do not qualify for a conditional release. Mr. Shepard, I'm going to set your bond in the amount of $5,000 cash or surety. If you make that bond, among other things, you are required not to consume drugs or alcohol while you are out on supervision, and you will be subject to random urinalysis. Madam Jailer, if you will please write that on the first appearance paperwork. That way it's clear for the presiding judge that there's that condition. That would be helpful. Mr. Shepard, do you have any questions for me about your release options?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Good luck to you, sir. Oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to go to my niece's funeral.
Your niece's funeral? I understand.
Yes,
when the public defender is assigned, when is that funeral?
The day at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, Mr. Shepard, I am unwilling to simply release you. You have an extensive criminal history involving drugs. And therefore, in light of the fact that it is alleged that you possess cocaine on your person, I'm unwilling to simply let you out for the funeral today, okay? Now, I'm very, very sorry for your loss, but if you wish to get out for the funeral today, you may do so by posting the $5,000 bond and living by the terms of the condition of that bond. Okay?
Ma'am, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Can you lower the bond a little bit so I can get out? Somebody come get me, but $5,000.
All right.
That's
raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. I'm going to inquire as to his resources. Mr. Roberts, any objection?
No, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Shepard, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You can put your hand down. Mr. Shepard, tell me, where are you from?
I'm from here in Weewalk, but I live in Miami.
Fair enough. Mr. Shepard, are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
I'm a butcher, a handyman, something like a handyman at a store.
All right. Tell me, what type of bond do you think that you could be able to make? And Mr. Shepard, you need to understand that you have extensive criminal history, especially involving drugs. Therefore, I need you to give me a number that is the most bond that you could possibly make.
Right now, ma'am, I'm about 1,500 or 2,000, ma'am.
What says the state?
Ma'am?
Nothing from the state.
I'm asking the state attorney's office something, sir. What says the state?
And we wouldn't object to a cash bond if that would be easier for him. But we have no objection to a lower bond as long as the conditions remain intact.
Sure. Mr. Roberts, you want so
Well,
Mr.
I want to make sure that Mr.
Go ahead,
Shepard
Mr. Roberts.
understands. Mr. Shepard, when the judge sets your bond, you have the right to contact a bondsman. You typically charge 10% of the total amount of the bond. So right now your bond's currently $5,000. What that means is you'd have to post $500 to get out. So when you say you could make a $1,500 or $2,000 bond, are you saying that's how much money you have? Or are you saying, or
I'm saying that some of the family would gather that money up to get me out.
So do you think all your family can come up with $500?
Okay. I got $500 in my wallet because I came here to my niece's funeral and I brought some money for gas and stuff. So I got the money in my wallet if they release it to me.
Does the state have any objection to the alternative of a $500 cash or a $5,000 surety?
We have no objection to a $500 cash bond.
All right, I'm happy to do that, Mr. Roberts. If your client has no objection, I'll give him both options, and therefore there's no violation there by giving him both, right?
That's correct.
All right, Mr. Shepard, I will set your bonds as follows. You may either post a $5,000 surety bond or a $500 cash bond. Either is acceptable. However, under either circumstance, you may not consume any drugs or alcohol while you are out on bond, and you will be subject to random urinalysis at your own expense. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Shepard?
No, ma'am, but they took my money.
They'll
You
give it
didn't
to
get-
you.
All right, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
They were saying,
They'll give you
saying-
access to your They'll give you
They
access
said-
to your personal belongings, sir, for you to get your $500 and for you to post the bond.
all right,
Judge, we have no way of giving that money. It's dropped into a security deposit. And once it's dropped in there, our secretary mails a check. They give them a check back.
So he had $500 cash yesterday, and can you confirm that?
Yes, he had it. He had he came in with 700 cash.
Sir, are you
It's
able to
dropped.
get your family to spot you the money in the meantime?
I'm gonna try, ma'am.
Guys, I don't know what
Well,
to suggest under these circumstances. Normally, they're able to access their personal property. What do you suggest?
I mean, if you can get your family to bring it, I mean, that's.
Yeah, but
that too.
we need a lot of beer,
Yeah.
but.
Larry, what
Do
time's
they
the
do-
funeral? What time's the
It's
funeral?
at 11 o'clock.
And is it there? on
Jail. Let me ask you guys. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Roberts.
Is it funeral on Weewall?
Yes, ma'am, yes, sir. Excuse me, yes, sir.
Well, and it's 9:30 right now. Let me ask you guys this. From the jail, can you redirect that money to the clerk of court as part of a bond instead of to him based on the fact that he's indicating he's posting a cash bond? If I order it,
I'm quite
I
sure.
could give you
I
I could give you a written order. Because here's the problem. I mean, if he had it on his person and now we
Right,
no longer have access to it, I could give you a written order directing that his personal belongings, in this case, that $500 of that be sent directly to the clerk of the court now that you're confirming he had that, and I know we'll get it, and therefore release him that way.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Can you guys do that?
Well, I would have to get with my warden, and I'm quite sure he would. Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's do that. I'll do a written order and I'll let Judge Collier know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and release him, but it is not an ROR release. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, help me out. How do I do that? I need to make sure he gets out immediately, and I'll do the order and I'm sure we'll get the 500 in the registry of the court. So I'm not concerned about that. But how do I then release him and make sure that he's still under the conditions? Just with this announcement, what do you guys think?
It's going to be on the first appearance paperwork and also in your announcement. And you took his testimony on earlier. I don't think there's any issue with that.
Okay. All right. Mr. Shepard, you understand you may not consume drugs or alcohol while you are out on this bond. I'm just not going to get the bond until the sheriff's office sends it to the clerk and so forth. But you understand you cannot consume drugs or alcohol.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank
you are
so-
subject to random urinalysis, sir. Okay?
Yes, ma'am, and thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good luck to you, and I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes, sir. All right, Gulf County, does that take care of everybody today?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. So guys, to be clear, I do want him to be released immediately and I'll take care of the order, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you,
please.
guys.
That was a rare instance where the rigid wheels of justice took a pause for humanity. The defendant's request wasn't exactly smooth sailing, but the court found a way to make it happen. It raises the question, is this a sign of a more empathetic justice system, or just a one-off display of compassion? And what does this moment mean for the balance between personal tragedy and legal accountability? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.